Jonah was a wise man. He talked to God, God talked to Jonah. Jonah often found solace in his conversations with the Almighty, feeling a deep connection and purpose in his life. He was known among his people as a man of great faith and wisdom, always seeking to understand God's will and follow it diligently. One day God gave Jonah a big job. It was not just any task, but a mission that would test his faith and courage. God's voice was clear and commanding, leaving no room for doubt. Jonah felt a mix of emotions, honor, fear, and a sense of overwhelming responsibility. Go to Nineveh, God said. The instructions were precise and urgent. Jonah knew that this was a divine command that he could not ignore. He listened intently, absorbing every word, knowing that the fate of many rested on his obedience. Nineveh was a big city full of people. It was a place of great significance, bustling with activity and life. The city was known for its grandeur and its vast population, making it a pivotal location in the ancient world. But the people in Nineveh were not kind. They did bad things. The city was plagued with corruption, violence, and moral decay. The inhabitants were known for their wicked ways, engaging in acts that were displeasing to God. Jonah knew that delivering God's message to such a place would be a daunting task. Warn them, God said to Jonah. The message was clear and urgent. Jonah was to be the bearer of God's warning, a prophet sent to call the people of Nineveh to repentance. He was to deliver a message of hope and redemption, urging them to turn from their evil ways, tell them to be good. Jonah was to speak with conviction and passion, conveying the seriousness of God's message. He was to urge the people to change their ways, to embrace goodness and righteousness, and to seek forgiveness for their sins. Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh. He was afraid. The thought of facing such a hostile and sinful city filled him with dread. He questioned his own ability to carry out God's command, fearing the potential consequences of his mission. What if the people didn't listen? Jonah's mind was filled with doubts and fears. He wondered if his words would fall on deaf ears, if the people of Nineveh would reject his message and continue in their wicked ways. The uncertainty of their response weighed heavily on him. What if they were mean to him? The fear of rejection and hostility loomed large in Jonah's mind. He imagined the people turning against him, mocking him, or even harming him for delivering a message they did not want to hear. The prospect of facing such adversity made him hesitant and fearful. Jonah decided to run away. He didn't want to do what God asked. He found a ship going far away to a place called Tarshish. Jonah thought, if I go far away, God won't find me. He climbed onto the ship and sailed away. Jonah thought he was clever. He thought he could hide from God, but God always knows where we are. And God had other plans for Jonah. Out at sea, a terrible storm began. The wind howled, the waves crashed. The ship tossed and turned. The sailors were scared. They thought the ship would break. Jonah knew why the storm was happening. It was because he ran away from God. Jonah went to the sailors and told them, "It's my fault. I made God angry. Throw me into the sea and the storm will stop." The sailors didn't want to hurt Jonah, but the storm was so bad. They threw Jonah overboard. The waves crashed over him. Then a giant whale came up from the depths. The whale opened its giant mouth and swallowed Jonah whole. Jonah was in the belly of the whale. It was dark and wet and scary. Section 5. Praying in the darkness. Jonah was all alone. He was surrounded by the whale's tummy. He thought about what he had done. He realized he had made a mistake. Jonah closed his eyes and prayed to God. "God, I am sorry," he said. "I ran away from you. I should have listened. Please forgive me." Jonah prayed for 3 days and 3 nights inside the whale. Section 6. Back on dry land. God heard Jonah's prayer. God was merciful. God told the whale to spit Jonah out. The whale swam to the shore and opened its mouth wide. Jonah went flying through the air and landed on the sand. The sun was warm. The air was fresh. Jonah was so happy to be alive. Section 7. A city that listens. Jonah finally understood. He had to listen to God. He went to Nineveh. Just like God asked, he walked through the city and shouted, "You have 40 days to change your ways. If you don't, bad things will happen." The people of Nineveh heard Jonah's words. They were surprised. They didn't want bad things to happen. They listened to Jonah and started being kind to each other. Section 8. Jonah's grumpy heart. Jonah sat outside the city walls. He was feeling a mix of emotions, mostly frustration and confusion. He had done what God asked him to do, but he wasn't happy about it. He felt like he was in a waiting game, unsure of what would happen next. He waited to see what would happen to Nineveh. The city was bustling with life, and Jonah couldn't help but feel a sense of dread. He had warned the people about God's wrath, and now he was waiting to see if they would be punished. He thought God would be angry and punish the people. But something amazing happened. Instead of destruction, there was a sense of peace that began to settle over the city. Jonah was taken aback. This was not what he had expected at all. God saw that the people of Nineveh had changed. They had listened to Jonah's warning and had turned away from their wicked ways. The city was now filled with hope and renewal. It was a sight to behold, but Jonah couldn't appreciate it. God decided to forgive them. Jonah was upset. He couldn't understand why God would show mercy to people who had been so bad. It didn't seem fair to him. He had done his part, and now he felt like it was all for nothing. "That's not fair," he thought. Jonah's heart was filled with anger and confusion. He had hoped to see the city punished, but instead he saw it thriving. It was a hard pill for him to swallow. They were bad, and now they're happy. Jonah couldn't believe his eyes. The people who had once been so wicked were now celebrating and enjoying their lives. It was as if they had completely turned over a new leaf. "I did all this work and they don't get punished?" Jonah felt a deep sense of injustice. He had gone through so much to deliver God's message, and now it seemed like it was all in vain. He couldn't shake the feeling of being left out and unappreciated. Section 9. A lesson in compassion. In this chapter, we delve into a profound story that teaches us about the importance of compassion and understanding. It's a tale that has been passed down through generations, offering wisdom and insight into the human condition. Let's embark on this journey together and uncover the valuable lessons it holds. God saw that Jonah's heart was grumpy. Jonah was upset and frustrated, feeling a deep sense of dissatisfaction. His heart was heavy with negative emotions, and he couldn't see beyond his own discomfort. This grumpiness clouded his judgment and prevented him from experiencing the joy and peace that comes with a compassionate heart. God wanted to teach Jonah a lesson. He wanted Jonah to understand the value of compassion and empathy. God knew that Jonah needed to experience something that would open his eyes and soften his heart. It was a lesson that would change Jonah's perspective and help him grow as a person. A plant grew up over Jonah, giving him shade. This plant was a gift from God, a symbol of his care and protection. The shade provided Jonah with much-needed relief from the scorching sun. And for a moment, Jonah felt a sense of comfort and happiness. It was a small but significant gesture that showed God's love and concern for Jonah. Jonah was happy to be out of the sun. The cool shade brought a smile to his face, and he felt a sense of gratitude for the plant. It was a moment of peace and contentment, a brief respite from his grumpiness. Jonah began to appreciate the small blessings in life, realizing that even in his discomfort, there were moments of joy to be found. Then a worm came and ate the plant. The plant withered away, and Jonah's shade was gone. This sudden change left Jonah feeling exposed and vulnerable once again. The loss of the plant was a stark reminder of the impermanence of life's comforts and the importance of cherishing them while they last. The plant died, and Jonah was back in the hot sun. He was grumpy again. The return of the harsh sun brought back Jonah's frustration and discomfort. He couldn't understand why the plant had to die and why he had to suffer once more. His grumpiness returned, and he felt a deep sense of loss and confusion. God said, "Jonah, you feel sorry for a plant, but you don't feel sorry for all those people?" This question struck a chord with Jonah. He realized that his compassion for the plant was misplaced when he lacked empathy for the people around him. God's words made Jonah reflect on his actions and attitudes, prompting him to reconsider his priorities and values. "I love all my children." God's love is boundless and extends to everyone. He cares for each of his creations just as he cared for Jonah and the plant. This love is a reminder that we are all connected and that compassion should be at the heart of our interactions with others. It's a call to love and care for one another just as God loves us. I give everyone a chance to be better. Jonah finally understood. He realized that God's compassion and forgiveness are available to all and that everyone deserves a chance to grow and improve. This epiphany changed Jonah's outlook on life, making him more empathetic and understanding. He saw the importance of giving others the same grace that God had given him. God is kind and forgiving. His kindness knows no bounds, and his forgiveness is always available to those who seek it. This divine compassion is a model for us to follow in our own lives. By embracing kindness and forgiveness, we can create a more loving and supportive community. Even when we make mistakes, God gives us another chance. We are all imperfect and prone to errors, but God's grace allows us to learn and grow from our mistakes. This second chance is a gift that we should cherish and use to become better individuals. It's a reminder that no matter how many times we fall, we can always get back up and try again. And we should be kind and forgiving too, just like God. By embodying these qualities, we can make a positive impact on the world around us. Our actions can inspire others to be more compassionate and understanding, creating a ripple effect of kindness. Let's strive to be more like God in our daily lives, showing love and forgiveness to everyone we encounter.